Mind management. Why you are attending again? You are not improved. So you are decided to attend many more communication courses.
It's not like that. I often attend the class.
Okay. But you have not improved in communication skill over. You want to know whether I have improved or not?
No, like I find some improvement again and again.
Okay.
I'm saying
I must be careful. There is somebody who is going to assess me in that class.
no, I'm not at that stage.
Okay. Anyone else who attended any other classes? You attended some classes. Which one? Mind management. The other day? Oh, you are living in this campus or what? Yes. Communication skill. Last class. What did you learn in the earlier classes? You have to refer back. Char Chatur. What did you learn in the last 5 classes? What's communication? Exchange of information. That's communication. Exchange of information is communication. Mode of survival. Then what else? Interaction between? So this is not communication. One to many. Mapping has to be one to one only. Silence is communication. What is communication? What did you learn in the earlier classes? 5-6 classes. Types of communication. What are different types of communication? Let me learn. I have not sat in the class. Verbal and non-verbal. There is only 2. Verbal and non-verbal. Non-verbal is body language. Good communication. Verbal is scolding. Is there anything else? Verbal, non-verbal. When you drive on the road, you will see red light, after some time green light, signal lights. Does it communicate something to you? What does it communicate? Red means stop. Is it communication? Does it pass some information to you? When you drive, you switch on the light off and on in the daytime also sometime. When? You want to drive fast, others should give you way, right? But if you do the same thing in UK, it means I will wait, you can drive faster. So sometimes non-verbal communication which you communicate, others need not understand. Even verbal communication people don't understand. Sometimes you don't have to communicate. You can just look at somebody, then they will understand everything. Right? So, verbal, non-verbal, in non-verbal, not body language alone. Not communicating becomes a communication to somebody. You don't talk to somebody, then they understand why you are not talking. Right? Every day you talk to somebody over phone, but few days if you don't talk, they will understand. Something wrong. So sometimes not communicating also can communicate some meaning. It's not information passage, is not communication. You will talk to your friend. Do you call it as communication? What do you call that? What do you call that? The chit chat. What is the technical term for that? Chat has come now only. Do you call it as conversation? When you transfer some exchange of information, you called it as communication. Exchange of information need not be communication. It's generally called as conversation. You talk to your friend on some topic, that's called a conversation. It's not called a communication. Do you say I am communicating with my friend? So you are in conversation with my friend, right? How do you change your conversation to communication? Or how do you make your communication to conversation? Let us distinguish these two. That's essential. So that you know, you want a communication skill. You are good in conversation. You can talk to your friend hours together on any topic in the world. Is there any problem? You are good in that. You don't require a course for that. Do you attend courses? No. But on same topic which you are conversing with your friend, come here and then talk for half an hour. You are not that confident, right? Which you can talk to your friend when you attend an interview, if the question comes, does not come out. When you wanted to put it in a frame, put it in a structure, it does not happen. Casually you have no problem. Right? On any topic you can talk to your friend casually. You can be in conversation with your friend for hours together on any topic. But when you want to make a presentation, that's not called a conversation, it is called a communication. The class which I take, which I am talking on communication skill for 1 hour, is a class. I am trying to communicate to you what? At the end of the class, you must get some idea. You must have some stuff, some information, some knowledge which you didn't have in the beginning. In a conversation, you will talk to your friend for more than an hour, but at the end, if you take a stock of what knowledge you got, it can be zero. Just time pass. You don't gain anything by that. And you don't have to talk to your friend on communication skill alone. In between you can shift to some other topic. Talk about the cricket sometime. Then if the friend does not show interest, to talk about the dirtiness in Hyderabad. Then after some time, if you don't show interest, to talk about the new styles in Hyderabad. If not, change again to some cinema, Shivaji. And after that, change it to cell phone. You will keep on shifting your subject. Can I do that when I am talking a communication skill class? You are writing an article. Can you shift your topics every now and then? You cannot. You must have a focused point. At the end of the class, you must be able to give a title. There has to be a frame. Within the given period of 1 hour, I must communicate whatever I wanted to communicate to you. There is a time frame. When you are talking to your friend, do you ask how much time we are going to discuss? You don't. Endless it goes, and all on a sudden if you get some call, you will say, I am going. In between you can go for a tea and then come back and then continue. But when you are presenting, you cannot do that. Therefore communication is more structured, more framed, more filled with information, more stabilized. It has got a plan. Whereas conversation is very loose. So communication is more professional. Conversation is not professional. So communication doesn't mean communicating some information, idea, exchange of idea. No. Communication means much more than that. It is much more professional. But if you have got good capability in conversation, need not have a communication skill. Generally public speaking is considered as a communication skill. You are very good in talking to one another. But when you wanted to make a public presentation, utter failure. Information does not flow. Words will not come. For some people, writing becomes so wonderful. For some people, talking is wonderful. They will not be able to write at all. So your communication skill can be on writing skill, it can be on presentation skill, it can be on oral presentation, public speaking. Many aspects, different aspects. You have to be wonderfully good in all this. That's what we aim when we attend for communication skill classes. That's what all of us wanted to. How do you get? Just practice. As simple as that. First you should have a motivation. For any performance, anything to do, you should have a motivation. Yeah, why do I do this? I wanted to become a public speaker. For what? You should have a motivation internally. Then you should start developing skill. What is the skill required for a good communicator? He should have lot of words. If I cannot speak in English, I have to be only in Kerala because my mother tongue is Malayalam. My other tongue could be anything, but my mother tongue is Malayalam. So I must have a good vocabulary in whichever language I wanted to present. Language is very, very important. Lot of words have to be there in your brain. It has to flow as it requires. How do you fill words? Take a dictionary, start filling inside. Learn lot of reading is essential. Read maximum. Every new word try to get into dictionary, see the meaning, usage, everything, and then by heart it. It should be there inside you. Whenever you wanted to use some word, it should come, just flow. Don't even spend one fraction of a second to think. It should just come. Then language is with you. Medium is possible. But where does the idea comes from? Again, read a lot. Think a lot. Make ideas as yours. Ideas should be made yours so that you become creative. Given any topic you wanted to talk, no problem. You must think around that. Around that, you must think around that. What are the different things which I wanted to talk about this? Give me any topic. Give me some topic. Water. You wanted to talk about water. What are the different aspects of water you can talk? You draw a circle, write water in the middle. Then draw different rays like sun. Do that. Draw circle, draw water. Write water in the center. And then draw lot of lines like you are making sun in the LKG class, nursery class. What do? Draw a circle, draw different lines. So you make a sun. Picture of a sun, right? Now each line you start filling it up. What do you talk about water? Pardon? The properties. One aspect is properties. Then next, sources. You can talk about sources. Then usage, application. Next. What next? Availability. Next. Crisis. That's availability becomes that part of that. The other reflection of that. Pollution. Problems due to pollution. Then conservation. Sharing of water. So many ideas you will get. Right? All of them you put in the circle. Each point. Now each of these points you can pick up and expand. Right? Whenever you want to talk about a topic, think different aspects of that. Don't get into one aspect and then become blind. All other aspects you will forget if you don't expand your aspects. So whenever you wanted to talk about something, what do? Draw a circle, make it a sun and put the center topic, then all these rays you should start filling it up. You decide which one is to be given first importance. First source, then talk about availability, then talk about the pollution, some sequence you will make. Make the sequence and then try to expand that. Think on different aspect of that. So each one 2 minutes. If you have got 30 minutes, 15 points, 2 minutes each, 30 minutes are over. If you don't plan your lecture, if you don't plan your activity, what happens? You will leak out very fast. You will fuse out very fast. You will have no points coming out. Anything in the world, start asking questions. How, when, where, why, all these questions you should ask. Try to answer all of them. Pollution, why pollution is happening? Where is it happening? Everywhere? or only in some places? How is it happening? Each of these points you can start asking these questions. You will get expanded answers. And all of them again ask some more questions. Keep on asking questions yourself internally. That's what creativity is. You will become creative when you start thinking about it. So keep generating ideas by asking questions internally. When do you do this? We have sufficient time in our life. Whatever subject you are learning, ask questions. You are reading any textbook which you wanted to read for your examination. Open the book, read the title, ask questions. Ask questions yourself. Try to expand. Write an essay on that. Don't read the textbook at all. Just read the title. If you have an abstract, read that part only. Introduction only you read. Close the book. Start writing as you can. Every one of us have got little bit of knowledge about everything in the world, right? Start writing all of them. When you write, oh, you know that I know this much. Or sometimes you know that I don't know anything. Both are good. Then start reading the book. Then you will know, oh, this author knows much more than I am. Sometimes you will feel, this author, whatever he knows, I also know. Because you have done already an exercise of assessing your knowledge. And when you read, you realize either you are better or the author is better. When author is better, you get more knowledge. And end of the reading, you will feel, oh, I have got more knowledge now. That means the book has communicated to you. User definition of communication is gaining more knowledge in a structured style. But generally when we read, we are not getting knowledge in structured style. Therefore, book is not communicating to us. We just read casually. We don't take stock of how much knowledge we have. We don't take stock of how much knowledge we have after reading. Both are required. So reading becomes a communication between author and you. And you will gain knowledge. And at the end, what do? After reading, again take one paper about the same subject, you write again. So you will know, I know much better today. The reading is communicating to you with more information, more knowledge. Therefore, reading becomes a communication between you and the author. Not necessarily oral, not necessarily verbal, not necessarily with body language. You can imagine. All these communications will happen internally. When you read, it's an internal communication. When you read Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is standing, Arjuna is standing, Arjuna is asking question. Then Arjuna asks question, you take the role of Arjuna. Ask question, Krishna, what is that you are telling? And when Krishna answers, you go to Krishna's place and answer Arjuna. Actually, you are playing a role play. Then that reading becomes a good drama. It communicates you much better. You just keep on reading. So many people are there. They just go on reading. They don't even work. The brain does not work. Nothing goes inside the brain. Only tongue will work. Useless reading. That's not called a communication. Information should flow. And more information flows, then your communication becomes better. Reading becomes better. Hearing becomes better. Now I am trying to communicate to you, but you are sitting and thinking about a masala dosa. After the class, nice weather, pakoda. In the shop, pakoda is there. Mirchi bhaji is so welcoming. Now while going back, I should eat this. The whole communication becomes useless. Because your mind is not here. So any communication becomes effective only when it reaches inside you with listening concentration. And many people does not listen in the class. That's why the teachers go on begging, please listen, please listen. Most of the teachers are beggars. Because they know that when they are talking about Tolstoy, you are thinking about the Chiranjeevi. Does not become effective. So what is required? You should open up your mind so that information can reach inside you. Open your mind. Don't keep dust, make it clean mind. Information will start flowing. The words has to flow inside you. Idea should come. You know, when you are listening, the number of words which I am using is less than 30-40 words per minute now. Not more than that. The speed is very less. Why? Because I am giving sufficient time for your ear to listen, and it sends information, takes dictionary, see the match. Oh, this word I heard somewhere. Then you will put them into together and see the grammar. I learned something different. This man's grammar is different. This man's pronunciation is entirely different. Because I am not an Englishman. And I am not a Tenglishman, not a Telugu mixed Englishman. I am a Manglishman, Malayalam mixed Englishman. Then you will start comparing. My pronunciation, his pronunciations are different. The English is different. You start analyzing, you start comparing, you start judging. Then somebody will think, for last 6 classes the other people told about communication something else. Why this man is telling something else? Both are communication. Which communication is good? Which is bad? Whether that lecture is good, this lecture is good. By the time you think all this, whatever I said will not go inside you. It's all waste. Why does it happen? Because you start judging, you start comparing, you start criticizing. All this will happen, not listening. A good communication happens only when whoever hears will listen, not hear. Listening should happen. In communication, listening is important. How does it happen? Your mind has to be here. Your concentration, Shraddha has to be here. How can your Shraddha be here? I am not Salman Khan. I am not Sushmita Sen. Your whole Shraddha will not be here. Very difficult to attract people. It's essential that your Shraddha should be there so that you will accept whatever I say. When you accept things, then you start thinking about it. When you listen, it is not information. When you start putting it into your knowledge, that becomes information to you. Otherwise, it's just words. ABCD. Put them together, some words will come. But that does not become information until you keep it in your brain and keep it yours and process it and make it into an analysis and then make it into knowledge. Then that becomes knowledge to you. So where does communication happen maximum is my question. Until it reaches your ear, this is my job. But that is only some words. It does not make a sense. Once it reaches inside your ear, then lot of things happens inside your mind. That whatever you heard will be transferred to Manas. Manas will not understand anything because it does not have a dictionary, no grammar, no spelling, nothing is there. It will pick up every word from brain. The buddhi will give information and it starts comparing and then it will say, oh, this means that. You will understand something. Not necessarily what I understood is what you are understanding. Because I am not you, you are different, I am different. That's why in communication people say the perceiver. You are perceiving the idea. Idea is perceived. Idea is perceived. Whatever idea I have is different. Whatever you perceive is entirely different. Possibly it can be same. If you are in the same frequency, whatever I wanted to say, whatever I think, you will also understand the same thing. Whatever I think, that have to be transformed into language. And then that language you should process, reconvert into ideas which I had in my mind. Will the decoding will happen as the same way? Because your brain is different, my brain is different, my manas is different, your manas is different, it will never happen. I just wanted to tell the last man who is sitting there. He always is trying to put his head like this. As when I am changing my face, he is also changing his face. I don't know whether he is hiding or not. He don't want to show his face to me. What happened now? I said, I don't know whether he is hiding or not. Actually, he is not hiding. He is trying to see me every time. But I am thinking that he is hiding. Whatever action he is doing, I am interpreting is entirely different. Whatever is there in his mind is not transferred to me. That's a problem. Communication did not happen. Now what happens? I am asking him, there are 2 free chairs here. Why gentlemen, why can't you come and sit here? Until now he was peacefully listening to my lecture. Why this man has a doubt on me? Even if I sit in the back side, why I cannot listen or what? Why should I sit in the front seat? I don't like to sit in the front seat. But having invited, he has no second option, he came and sat here. Now onwards he is not able to listen. Until now he was listening properly. Now he will think what to do with this man. Moved out. Actually, why did he choose that chair? In case if the lecture is boring, he want to open the door and then get out of the place faster. That's why he sat. Anyway, attendance is over. Today is Saturday evening. Nice place. Go back home. Somebody must be waiting outside. Want to just get out of this place. Now what happened? Having sitting here, he cannot escape. Did I mean all that when I called him? I just thought that he wanted to see me closer, or I want to see him closer, so I have invited. These thought process, what happens internally, cannot be measured by anybody. I didn't mean anything, but he means lot of things inside. Why? Every time our thought process will have a different communication than what we just hear. Somebody will tell you something, you don't understand that, you will understand something else. Lot of miscommunication will happen. Who creates this miscommunication? Ourselves. That's why we say a perceiver, you are supposed to perceive whatever I say. But instead of that, you perceive in your own style. A perceiver perceives the way the perceiver wanted to perceive and not the way the speaker wanted the perceiver to perceive. A perceiver, a listener, will perceive, understand the way the listener, the perceiver wanted to perceive and not the way the speaker wants the perceiver to perceive. So this is a big communication gap. All the time it happens inside house, outside, everywhere when you want it. It happens quite often. I just wanted to telephone to my friend Prasad. I telephoned. But then lady picked up, one lady picked up. I don't know whether daughter or the wife or mother or servant maid. Somebody picked up or sister. I did not answer all that. I just told that, and Shashi Kumar, I wanted to talk to Prasad. Prasad is not here. Okay, tell him when he comes, Shashi Kumar call. I put the phone down. That was Friday evening, yesterday evening. Until now I did not get a call. One day is over. I will wait one more day, tomorrow also. Then I will start thinking, what happened to Prasad? He was a good friend of mine. Something wrong with him. Did I do any mistake? I will start recollecting all earlier incidents. Then I will find one reason or some reasons for him to go against me. Yeah, earlier also he was like this. He never talked to me. Always I want to talk to him. Even though I am going to help him, for his purpose only I am calling. Why should I call him? I am not going to call him. I don't talk to him. After a week, by mistake, I see him on the road. I am walking on this side, he is walking on the other side. Seeing him, I started looking the other side. I don't want to see him at all. He crossed, then I crossed the other side, so that I avoided him somehow. But he caught me and said, why Shashi Kumar, why you are avoiding me? What Prasad? I gave you a call, you did not even... You gave me a call? Yeah, I gave you a call. I never received a call. The last Friday evening, last Friday I was not here, I was in Vijayawada. But I told that lady not to tell you. Which lady? No, I told somebody was there in your house. Yeah, maybe my wife was there. I told her, she never told me, yeah. Gaya, all 1 week I was thinking Prasad is a bad fellow. Now I should think Prasad is a good fellow, his wife is very bad. This is a big communication gap. How does it make a difference to make one more call? Does it make any? Now 10 paisa call is there, right? No? Free call is also there. Now after some time, whenever you call, they will give you money. Like that call also will come. But we don't. It is not the money which matters. How much time we must have spent thinking that why he did not call me? and your time has no value, you start spending whole day, 1 week totally thinking bad about him, and your pressure will rise, and you will become a heart patient after some time. For what? Just one telephone call. One more trial, does it cost you? But we don't do. That's why if you want to communicate to somebody, don't hesitate, make second trial. Don't unnecessarily keep burden on your head. A simple thing what you wanted to tell, you don't take it, you start internally calculating many things. So internal communication happens much more than normal communication what we have. So maximum communication happens between me to me, not to anybody else. All of us communicate maximum to us. If our internal communication is perfect, your external communication becomes perfect. If your internal communication is good, you will become creative. Internal communication is good, you will become a good speaker. You will have lot of vocabulary in you. You will get good flow of ideas with a lot of words which are supposed to be put parallel. Do a good communication internally. Good communicator internally is an external good communicator. For him language also doesn't matter. Language has very less meaning. Any language. All South Indian languages are same. It makes no difference. Once you read one, once you learn one language in South India, all other languages becomes very easy for you. Is it not? Avide, ivide, evide, ange, inge, enge, alli, illi, elli, akkade, ikkade, akkade, idhar, udhar, kidhar. All languages. Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, Hindi. All languages are wonderful. Only in English you have a problem. English will write something, read something else. But in all our languages we have got lot of similarity. So learning becomes so easy. And by heart, good grammar. Good grammar has to be by hearted. Give a verb, you should know what is to be used at what time. Today, communication skill generally means good communicator in English language. You should have a good grammar, lot of vocabulary with you, put together. Now people don't even read grammar in the classes, right? How many of you have read Run and Martin grammar book? Reading, very good. You should by heart. In that all the tenses are given. I take, I am taking, I have taken, I have been taking, I took, I was taking, I have taken, I have been taking, I shall take, I shall have taken, I shall have been taking. All the 12 tenses. Wonderful by heart. So at each instance you know which tense is to be used. Simple present, simple past, future, all that will be by heart. So good grammar will give you a wonderful way of presentation. And lot of guts, don't worry. If the other fellow know English, if you don't know English, no problem. You tell something, he will tell you this is not English. Then ask him what is English. Then he will teach you English. Then you learn English. Wonderful. So if you don't know English, talk to people who know English. Then you will learn English. If you know English, talk to people who doesn't know English. They will think you are great. Both ways you are great. In language, don't have hesitation. Try to use your language. The other day I went to Jogipet. Jogipet, you know the place Jogipet? Sangareddy district. From there another 30 kilometers, 100 kilometers from here. I was talking to a volunteer organization who are all laborers in that area. I am not a Telugu man, but one full day class I have to talk to them. What else? Telugu only. All the Telugu which I know I have learned there. Again reiterated. So we will start having ideas, good people around us, automatically language will come. Either you know or not, you will start using language. Requirement should be there so that language will come. It's not a big problem. If you have idea, if you have little bit of knowledge around the subject, and if you know little bit of language, the rest of the things you will be able to communicate well. Language is not a big hassle. So don't worry, start practicing. Anything in the world, if you want to become a master, only way is practicing. If you want to become a good communicator, only way is start practicing. Take a topic, go back home today, ask your parents and everybody to sit, give a lecture on communication skills. Internal communication means this. Give a lecture today. And call some more people around the neighbors and then give lecture. Give satsang. Wherever you get, start giving lecture. In the canteen, give lecture. Wherever you get, start communicating things, you become an expert. More and more experience is essential if you want to become a good communicator. Not necessarily in the oral communication. Start writing. Start writing letters to every letter. The editor of newspapers. Letter to editor, there is some column, right? And you use email. Nothing wrong, it's interesting. Say, I learned communication skill today in Ramakrishna. Internal communication is much more than the external communication. Most of us communicates to us some new idea. Start write on that some few lines and then send it. It will get rejected. Don't get dejected. No problem. Let them reject. Again write. Next day. Change the sentence. Read how generally letters are written to the controlling. Read how letters are written to Hindu. Change your style of writing. Pick up some words from here and there and then try to make again one more letter and send it. Who will improve? You will improve. Unless you practice writing such, you can never improve your language, communication skill. So either writing or oral presentation, start practicing. So what did I say? You should have language, you should have ideas, read a lot so that you will collect a lot of information, put them together into a frame that by practicing writing and reading and oral presentations. Whatever you want, the way of communication doesn't matter. You need information, you need data, you need knowledge. Collect them first. Put it into a frame so that it becomes a communication. How do you put it into frame? Draw a circle, draw lines together, see in what sequence you should put them together. Reframe it. Today I gave a class, but after some time, after going back home, think what did I say? Write down all of them together, then write a small note on that. Actually, whatever you learn, you must be able to rewrite it. Whatever you read, you must be able to rewrite it. If you don't do that, then you are not communicating anything better. A communication skill will improve only when you paraphrase whatever you paraphrase means write in your own words whatever you know. After reading, paraphrase it. After writing, paraphrase it again. After listening, paraphrase it again. After experiencing, write it again. You have a wonderful travel today, a picnic. As soon as you come, write on that. That's the way you communicate. Let it be in poem style, let it be in novelette style, let it be in story style, whatever style you want you can take. But you should have some style. Try to experiment writing in your style. Try to experiment explaining to somebody else. You will improve your way of communication. You will improve your skills. And if you have skill, not necessarily you get experience. You should have opportunity. Now I have got information, I have got idea, I have got language, I can speak. But if Ramakrishna Math is not calling me, what I will do? Doesn't matter, somebody else will call. Morning I was in St. Pius College talking to students. And after that one more class here. If you have skill, automatically opportunities will come. If you don't have skill, opportunities will not come. If you have skill, opportunities will come. So what should be first? Skill. Collect information. Don't think opportunities will start coming. Somebody will know that you have ability and people will start coming behind you. Now when opportunity comes, don't shy away. Jump into action. Jump into opportunities. Don't shy away in the opportunities. Jump. Take first opportunity in your hand. Start working. Always you should have motivation. If you have motivation, skill, opportunity, you will become successful in whatever you want. Especially communication require opportunity, you require skill and motivation. Otherwise you will start writing once, you will think, why should I write? Hyderabad has got a lot of bad roads. Why do I write? There are so many people who are seeing that problem. Why should I write? If everybody thinks, nobody will write, right? So don't think like that. You have a role to play. You should get motivated. It's for my benefit, it's for somebody's benefit, somebody will take note, let me try. So get motivated and then practice your skills, then you will become wonderful. Okay, this is the message which I have to say. And internal communication is required, and it should come from, words should come from manas. Keep a lot of ideas all the time. Think differently, think divergent. That's essential for you to become a good communicator. I will leave this session for asking questions, because it's a communication class. You should ask me a lot of questions so that